Life has a way of singling out certain souls, not because they are weak, but because they are destined for greatness. There are people walking this earth who were never meant to blend in, never meant to live ordinary lives. These are the ones marked by the hand of God, chosen before they were even formed in their mother's womb, destined to rise higher than the mountains and go deeper than the oceans. And yet, if you have ever wondered why your life seems harder, why the pain in your chest feels heavier than what others carry, why you seem to fight battles no one else around you understands, it is because you are chosen. The chosen ones are not born to be comfortable. They are born to be stretched, to be tested, to be refined like gold in a fire so hot it could break the ordinary. And it is that fire that builds them into what they were always meant to become. From the very beginning, the chosen ones are different. Their childhoods are often filled with loneliness, misunderstanding, and wounds that seem too deep to heal. While other children play without worry, the chosen one feels the weight of a world they cannot yet name pressing against their little shoulders. Sometimes it comes through rejection, parents who do not understand them, friends who betray them, communities that cast them aside because their light is too bright, too piercing, too confronting for people who have settled into mediocrity. You may have grown up being called strange, too sensitive, too intense, too much. But hear me when I tell you, you were never too much. You were exactly enough for the mission you've been given. The truth is, people see the mark on your life even before you see it yourself. They sense something different about you, and that difference unsettles them. So they push you away, they mock you, they misunderstand you. And while it breaks your heart, it also sets you apart, because the chosen cannot walk the same path as everyone else. Pain is the currency of transformation. Every tear you have cried, every sleepless night you have endured, every moment you have felt abandoned by God and man alike was not wasted. The chosen ones walk through valleys so dark that even the bravest souls tremble, because those valleys are classrooms. You cannot teach others how to heal if you have never been broken. You cannot lead people out of chains if you have never worn chains yourself. You cannot speak of light if you have not sat in darkness. And so, God allows the chosen ones to experience pain that seems unbearable, not to destroy them, but to prepare them. That heartbreak you thought would kill you, it taught you how to love deeply, how to forgive when forgiveness seemed impossible. That betrayal that left you questioning everyone around you, it gave you discernment, a sharpened inner vision that no enemy can fool. That season of poverty and lack when you wondered where your next meal would come from, it taught you how to value abundance and to never take provision for granted. But when you are in the middle of the storm, it does not feel like preparation. It feels like punishment. You look around and see others living carefree lives, laughing and prospering while you are left fighting just to breathe. You ask, why me, God? Why does my path have to be so hard? And the heavens seem silent. But silence does not mean absence. The teacher is always quiet during the test. You are being tested not to fail, but to grow. Your strength is being stretched beyond what you think you can handle, because the weight of your calling requires muscles that have never been built before. Do you think warriors are born on soft pillows and easy days? No. Warriors are forged in the battlefield, their skin toughened by the blows of life, their hearts fortified by the tears they have shed. The chosen ones are misunderstood because they see what others cannot. While others chase temporary pleasures, you feel the ache of eternity. While they laugh at things that destroy the soul, you weep because you sense the danger ahead. You are awake in a world that sleeps. And being awake is painful. It means feeling deeply when others are numb. It means carrying visions no one believes in, dreams so big that even you sometimes doubt them. It means walking alone again and again, because the crowd will never understand the solitary road of destiny. There are days when loneliness wraps itself around you like a cold blanket, and you wonder if you are truly seen. But I promise you, every step you take in obedience is being watched by the one who called you. You are never alone, even when it feels like the whole world has turned its back. Pain shapes character, but it also reveals enemies. When you are chosen, you attract both divine favor and demonic opposition. The very fact that you face more attacks than those around you is proof of how powerful you are. The enemy does not waste his resources on people who pose no threat. He fights the chosen with everything he has because he knows the impact you will have if you rise. The nightmares that haunt you, the setbacks that come out of nowhere, the betrayals that cut like knives, all of these are not coincidences. They are evidence that you are a target because you are dangerous to darkness. And yet, even in those battles, you are not defenseless. For every weapon formed against you, there is a shield of grace that cannot be pierced. Every time you rise after being knocked down, you become a testimony to the unshakable power of God working in you. There is something sacred about the resilience of the chosen ones. You have been broken, yes, but you have also been remade. Each scar on your soul tells a story of survival, of nights you thought you would not make it through but somehow did. You have learned to dance in the rain, to find joy in the middle of sorrow, to see hope where others see despair. That is what sets you apart. The pain did not crush you, it carved you into a vessel strong enough to carry light to others. And that light is desperately needed in a world drowning in darkness. People are watching you even when you do not know it. They are inspired by your perseverance, strengthened by your courage. Your willingness to keep going despite the odds gives them permission to do the same. Chosen ones carry a responsibility that is heavy but holy. You are not here merely to survive. You are here to transform lives, to break generational curses, to shift the atmosphere of entire communities. Your very existence disrupts patterns of pain that have lasted for centuries. That is why your battles feel so intense. Because you are fighting not just for yourself, but for those who came before you and those who will come after you. When you heal, your family line heals. When you rise, others rise with you. When you speak truth, chains fall off people you may never even meet. This is why you cannot afford to give up. There are lives attached to your obedience. It is tempting to look at others and envy their easy paths. But do not be fooled by appearances. Comfort is not the same as calling. Some people are allowed to coast through life because they were never meant to climb mountains or slay giants. But you were born for the extraordinary. And extraordinary always comes with a cost. The crown you are destined to wear is heavy, and only someone who has endured the weight of suffering can carry it with humility. If you had been given an easy life, you might have mistaken comfort for purpose. You might have settled for mediocrity when greatness was waiting. Pain strips away illusions. It forces you to dig deep, to discover strength you never knew you had, to rely on God when everything else fails. There will come a day when you look back and see how every wound, every heartbreak, every lonely night was part of a divine tapestry. The pieces may not make sense now, but they are being woven into a masterpiece that will take your breath away. On that day, you will understand why you had to go through what you did. You will see that the very things meant to destroy you were the tools that built you. And you will lift your head high, knowing that none of your suffering was wasted. Until that day comes, keep walking. Even when the road is rough, keep walking. Even when your heart is weary and your body aches, keep walking. Because every step you take brings you closer to the fulfillment of the promise over your life. And while you walk, remember this: you are not weak because you feel pain. You are strong because you keep going in spite of it. You are not cursed because you face challenges. You are blessed because you have been chosen to overcome them. The world may not understand you, but heaven celebrates you. There will be moments when you are tempted to quit, to lay down your calling and blend in with the crowd. In those moments, remind yourself of who you are. You are a child of the Most High, a warrior clothed in grace, a beacon of light in a dark world. Your pain is not a punishment. It is a passport to a destiny greater than anything you can imagine. Do not waste it by shrinking back. Stand tall even when your knees tremble. Speak truth even when your voice shakes. Love boldly even when your heart has been broken. That is the power of the chosen, to keep shining when the night is darkest. And so, when you find yourself asking, "Why do I hurt so much? Why is my journey so hard?" let this truth settle in your soul: it is because you are being prepared for something magnificent. The pain you endure today is the foundation of the purpose you will fulfill tomorrow. Your story is not over. In fact, the very chapters that feel like endings are often the beginnings of something new, something breathtaking. You were chosen not because you are ordinary, but because you are extraordinary. And extraordinary always comes with fire. So rise, chosen one. Wipe your tears, straighten your spine, and step into the calling that has been waiting for you all along. Let your scars be your testimony, your pain be your power, and your journey be a beacon of hope to those who follow. The world needs your light. And though the road will not always be easy, it will always be worth it, for in the end you will stand victorious, not just as a survivor, but as a conqueror, a living testament to the truth that the chosen ones may go through more pain than others, but they also rise higher than anyone ever thought possible. And even as you rise, there will be voices whispering in the shadows, telling you that you are not enough, that you will never be enough. There will be those who look at your scars and say you are unworthy, that your past disqualifies you from greatness. But do not listen. Do not give your power to those who cannot see what God has placed inside you. The very things they call flaws are the marks of your survival, the evidence of your resilience. Every scar is proof that you faced battles others would have run from, and you did not merely survive, you endured, you transformed, you became. When the voices of doubt try to drown out your truth, rise above them and speak to your own soul. Tell yourself, "I am chosen. I am not what they say I am. I am what God says I am." Because when you understand who you are, no weapon formed against you can prevail. There will be times when the pain feels relentless, when you wonder if it will ever end. And in those times, you must remember this: the storm always rages fiercest right before the breakthrough. The enemy fights hardest when he knows his time is short, when he senses that your victory is near. So if the attacks against you have intensified, if you feel surrounded on every side, do not despair. It means you are closer than you think. hold your ground. Do not run from the storm, walk through it with unshakable faith. Because on the other side of that storm is a dawn so radiant it will wash away every tear, every sorrow, every night you spent crying yourself to sleep. The chosen ones are often hidden for a season. While others are celebrated publicly, you may feel like you are stuck in obscurity, forgotten and unseen. But that hiddenness is not punishment, it is protection. God hides you while He molds you, while He strengthens you for the weight of your calling. Just as seeds must be buried in darkness before they bloom, so too must you spend time in the unseen places, where your roots grow deep and your foundation is secured. Do not despise the hidden season. It is in those quiet, lonely hours that your character is built. It is in those unseen battles that you gain the strength to stand when the spotlight finally shines on you. For when you are revealed, the world will see not just your gifts, but the depth of your soul forged through pain and perseverance. There will come a time when those who mocked you will marvel at you. The very people who turned their backs will see you standing in the fullness of your calling, and they will not understand how you survived. They will see the glory but not the story, the triumph but not the tears. They will not know about the nights you wrestled with doubt, the mornings you woke up determined to keep going even when your heart was shattered. And that is as it should be, because your victory will speak for itself. You will not need to explain yourself or seek validation from those who once rejected you. Your life will become a living sermon, a testament to the unshakable power of grace. But even as you are elevated, do not forget the pain that shaped you. Do not allow success to make you forget the valleys you walk through. The chosen ones are called not just to rise, but to lift others as they climb. Your suffering has given you a gift, a deep empathy for those who are still struggling. Use that gift to bring healing to others. Speak life into those who feel hopeless. Remind them that they, too, can rise. For the greatest legacy of the chosen is not their own triumph, but the lives they transform through their courage and compassion. There will be moments when you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, when the magnitude of your calling feels overwhelming. In those moments, remember that you are not carrying it alone. The same God who chose you will sustain you. You do not have to have all the answers. You do not have to be perfect. You simply have to keep moving forward in faith. When the burden feels too heavy, lay it at His feet. When the path seems unclear, trust that each step is guided by a hand far wiser than your own. Sometimes, the pain of the chosen comes not from external battles, but from the war within. There will be days when you wrestle with fear, when you doubt your worth, when the lies of the past echo louder than the truth of who you are. In those moments, be gentle with yourself. Speak to your inner child, the one who was wounded long ago, and remind them that they are safe now, that they are loved, that they are chosen. Healing is not a straight line. It is a journey of grace upon grace, of falling and rising again. Do not shame yourself for the process. Every step, even the faltering ones, is progress. You may wonder why your journey seems to take so long, why the promises spoken over your life have not yet come to pass. But understand, this delay is not denial. Some things take time to unfold, because the foundation must be strong enough to hold the blessing. If you received everything too quickly, it might crush you instead of lifting you. The waiting is not wasted. It is where your roots grow deep, where your faith is strengthened, where your character is refined. And when the appointed time comes, everything will happen so swiftly, so beautifully, that you will know without a doubt it was worth every moment of waiting. The chosen ones often feel misunderstood because they are visionaries. You see things others cannot see. You carry dreams so vast they scare even you. And when you share those dreams, people may laugh or dismiss you because they cannot comprehend what has been placed inside you. Do not let their disbelief diminish your vision. They were not given the dream, you were. And you do not need their permission to pursue it. Hold your vision close to your heart, nurture it in silence if you must, and trust that when the time is right, it will speak for itself. You will encounter opposition not just from enemies, but sometimes from those closest to you. Family, friends, even mentors may discourage you, not out of malice, but out of fear. They want to protect you from disappointment, from failure. But chosen ones are not called to live safe lives. You are called to step into the unknown, to take risks others would never dare. And sometimes that means walking away from the familiar to embrace the future. It is a painful process, but necessary, for you cannot fulfill your destiny while clinging to people or places that no longer align with your purpose. There will be sacrifices. You will have to let go of certain dreams to embrace the greater vision. You will have to say no to good things in order to say yes to the best things. And at times this will break your heart, but trust that every loss is making room for something greater. Nothing you release will be wasted. What is meant for you will always find its way back to you, transformed and multiplied. The pain of the chosen is also a teacher. It teaches you to rely not on your own strength but on divine grace. It teaches you to surrender control, to trust in timing you do not understand. It teaches you humility, compassion, and resilience. These are the qualities that will sustain you when the world turns its gaze upon you. For fame, wealth, and recognition are fleeting, but character endures. The chosen are not defined by what they achieve, but by who they become through the journey. As you continue to walk this path, remember that you are part of a greater story. There have been chosen ones before you, and there will be chosen ones after you. Your struggles are not isolated. They are threads in a tapestry woven across generations. The battles you fight today will make the road smoother for those who come after you. The victories you win will echo through time, inspiring others to rise. You are connected to something far larger than yourself, and that truth should give you strength when the journey feels lonely. Never forget the power of your voice. The chosen ones carry a message the world needs to hear. It may be a message of hope, of healing, of justice, of love. Whatever it is, speak it boldly. Even if your voice shakes, speak. Even if no one seems to be listening, speak. Words have the power to break chains, to ignite revolutions, to heal hearts. Your story, your truth has the power to change lives. Do not underestimate it. And when the day comes that you stand fully in your calling, when the pain has been transformed into purpose, take a moment to honor the journey. Look back on the valleys and the mountaintops, the nights of despair and the mornings of breakthrough. Give thanks for every moment, even the painful ones, for they shaped you into the warrior you have become. And then lift your eyes to the horizon, for there will always be more to do, more lives to touch, more light to bring into the world. You are a chosen one. That is why you have walked through more fire, why you have carried more weight, why you have felt more deeply than those around you. It is not a curse, it is a calling. And though the pain may be great, the glory to come will be greater still. So rise and keep rising. Let your life be a beacon for all who are lost in the darkness. Let your journey be a map for those who are struggling to find their way. And never forget that the very pain that once threatened to destroy you has now become the foundation of your strength, the fuel of your destiny, the proof that you were always meant for more. You are chosen, and nothing, not pain, not fear, not failure, not even death itself, can take that away from you. Walk boldly, beloved, for the world is waiting for the light you carry. And though your path may be difficult, though the nights may be long and the tears many, there will come a day when you will stand in the fullness of who you were created to be. And you will say with unshakable certainty, it was all worth it. And when that day comes, when you finally stand in the fullness of your destiny, you will realize that every ounce of pain you carried was a sacred offering. The suffering you endured was not in vain. It was the soil in which your purpose grew, the fire that purified your soul, the darkness that gave meaning to your light. You will see how each heartbreak, each betrayal, each lonely night was a thread in a divine tapestry, a masterpiece only the hand of God could weave. In that moment, you will understand that the pain was never your enemy, it was your teacher. It was molding you, stretching you, deepening you in ways that ease never could. And you will not only forgive the pain, you will bless it. Because without it, you would not be who you are now. Without it, you would not have the power to stand and speak life into others who are drowning in despair. The chosen ones are the bridges between what is and what can be. They are born to break barriers, to challenge the status quo, to bring heaven's vision to earth. But being a bridge means being walked on. It means carrying the weight of others who do not understand the price you are paying for their freedom. And yes, sometimes it feels unfair. Sometimes you cry out to God and ask, why me? Why must I carry this burden while others live carefree? But even as you weep, there is a whisper in your spirit that says, because you were built for this. Because there is something inside you that can endure what others cannot. Because there are souls on the other side of your obedience who are counting on you, even if they never know your name. When you are chosen, isolation becomes a frequent companion. The higher you climb, the fewer people you will find walking beside you. This is not because you are unworthy of love, but because your path is narrow. There are places God is taking you that not everyone can go. Some will fall away because they are not equipped for the altitude of your calling. Others will leave because your growth exposes their stagnation, and it is easier for them to walk away than to face their own reflection. And while their absence may ache like an open wound, understand this: every departure creates space for divine alignment. Those who remain will be the ones who truly see you, who honor your calling, who walk beside you not because of what you can do for them, but because of who you are. There will be seasons when it feels like you have lost everything. Your dreams may crumble, your relationships may shatter, your plans may dissolve into dust. And in those moments, despair will tempt you to believe that it's over, that you are finished. But hear this truth: sometimes God allows everything to fall apart so He can rebuild you on a foundation that cannot be shaken. The chosen ones are often stripped bare before they are clothed in glory. Like a tree in winter, you may look barren, lifeless, forgotten. But beneath the surface, new roots are growing, deeper and stronger than before. When spring comes, and it will come, the bloom will be greater than anything you have lost. Your pain is sacred because it gives you authority. People can argue with opinions, but they cannot argue with a testimony. When you speak from the place of your wounds, you carry a power that pierces through pretenses and touches the heart. That is why you have been through what you've been through. Not just for your sake, but for the sake of those who will be set free by your story. Your voice will carry healing because it has been soaked in tears. Your words will break chains because they were forged in the fires of your own deliverance. Do not be ashamed of where you've been. Your past is not a prison, it is a platform. As you continue to walk this road, there will be new levels of pain, for new levels bring new devils. The higher you go, the greater the opposition. But take courage, for you are never fighting alone. Heaven's armies surround you, and every battle you face has already been accounted for. The enemy may roar like a lion, but he is a defeated foe. His attacks are desperate attempts to distract you, to make you forget who you are. Do not give him that power. Stand firm, even when the ground beneath you shakes. Declare with your very breath that you are unbreakable, not because you are perfect, but because you are protected. There will also be seasons of rest, moments when the storm subsides and the sun breaks through the clouds. Treasure those moments. Let them refresh you, refill you. Remind you of the goodness that is always present even in the midst of struggle. The chosen ones must learn to dance even while carrying the weight of their calling. Joy is not the absence of pain. It is the decision to see beauty in the midst of it. Sing when the night is darkest. Laugh even when your tears still fall. This is how you defy the enemy. This is how you remind yourself that pain may visit, but it does not own you. Do not measure your journey by the timelines of others. The chosen path is unique. While others seem to race ahead, you may feel like you are moving slowly, stuck in place. But remember, slow growth is deep growth. God is building something in you that cannot be rushed. He is laying a foundation so strong that no storm can topple it. Trust the timing. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn. The delay is part of the design. Sometimes the greatest pain comes from the people you love most. It hurts in a way nothing else does when family, friends, or partners wound you. But even this pain serves a purpose. It teaches you to love without attachment, to forgive without conditions, to find your worth not in the approval of others, but in the unchanging love of God. The chosen ones must learn that not everyone will celebrate them, and that is okay. Your calling is not contingent upon their applause. Your mission is to please the one who sent you, and his approval is more than enough. You may not see it now, but your very presence is shifting the atmosphere around you. When you walk into a room, chains tremble. When you speak truth, lies crumble. When you live authentically, others are inspired to do the same. You are a catalyst for change even in ways you cannot see. That is why the enemy fights you so fiercely, because he knows the ripple effect of your obedience. Every step you take toward healing, every decision you make to rise again, sends shockwaves through generations. Never underestimate the power of a single life fully surrendered to purpose. One person can ignite a revolution. One voice can topple injustice. One light can pierce the deepest darkness. You may feel small, insignificant, unworthy, but remember, so did many of the great ones before you. Moses stuttered. David was overlooked. Esther was an orphan. Jesus was despised and rejected. Yet their pain became the very platform for their destiny. So it will be with you. As you walk this path, stay grounded in humility. The chosen are not exalted because they are better than others, but because they are willing to serve. True greatness is not about power or fame, it is about love. It is about bending low to wash the feet of those the world has forgotten. It is about using your influence to uplift, not to dominate. The more you rise, the more you must remember that you are a servant first. There will come a time when your story inspires others to believe in their own. People will look to you and say, because you rose, I can rise. And when that happens, do not hoard the glory. Point them to the source of your strength. Let your life be a living testimony that what was done for you can be done for them. That is how movements are born. That is how legacies are built. The pain you feel now will one day be a distant memory, a scar you trace with gratitude rather than grief. You will stand on stages you once only dreamed of. You will walk through doors you once thought were forever closed. You will embrace people you never imagined meeting. And through it all, you will carry the quiet knowing that none of it would have been possible without the fire you endured. But even in the future, do not forget the present. Do not rush through the lessons of today in your eagerness for tomorrow. Every moment has meaning. Even the tears you cry tonight are watering the seeds of tomorrow's joy. Be present with your pain, for it is shaping you in ways you will not fully understand until later. And when the road feels unbearably long, when you are tempted to lay down your calling and walk away, remember this: there are countless others watching you, even silently, who draw strength from your perseverance. Your courage gives them courage, your survival gives them hope. When you rise, you do not rise alone. You carry countless others with you. That is the sacred burden of the chosen. So keep going, keep fighting, Keep believing, even when it feels impossible, even when your heart is weary, even when everything in you wants to quit. Keep moving forward. The pain will not last forever, but the impact of your obedience will echo for eternity. You are chosen. That truth cannot be erased by hardship, by rejection, by failure, or by fear. It is etched into the very fabric of your being, written in the language of the divine. So lift your head, beloved, square your shoulders. Let the world see the fire in your eyes. For though you have walked through valleys deeper than most will ever know, you are still here. Still standing. Still chosen. And as long as you have breath, your story is not finished. There are chapters yet to be written, victories yet to be won, lives yet to be transformed by the light you carry. So rise and keep rising, until the world cannot deny the brilliance of the one who refused to be broken. Let your life be the proof that pain does not have the final word. Purpose does. And let every step you take declare to the heavens and the earth alike, I am chosen, and I will not be defeated. And even as the journey stretches before you, winding through valleys and over mountains you have yet to climb, know that you were never chosen to merely endure. You were chosen to overcome, to transform, to bring light into the darkest corners of this world. There will be nights ahead when the darkness feels suffocating, when the silence of heaven feels heavier than the weight of the pain pressing on your chest. In those moments you will be tempted to believe the lies that whisper you are forgotten, abandoned, unseen. But let your soul remember this truth: the silence of God is not the absence of God. The gardener is always closest to the seed when it is buried beneath the soil, hidden from sight. What feels like isolation is often the tender protection of the divine, a season where you are shielded from storms you cannot yet endure. Just because you cannot see him does not mean he is not working. In fact, the most powerful transformations often happen in the hidden places where no one is watching. You will face moments where every step feels like an act of defiance, where choosing to rise out of bed each morning is a victory in itself. Do not discount these small victories. Each one is a declaration to the forces that seek to break you that you will not be defeated. There is power in persistence, in the quiet, steady refusal to quit. The chosen ones are not always the loudest or the strongest. Often they are the ones who simply keep going when others have given up. They are the ones who take one trembling step after another, until suddenly they are running, soaring, breaking through barriers no one believed could be broken. There will also be seasons of pruning, where things you thought you needed are stripped away. Dreams you held tightly may be shattered. Relationships you cherished may dissolve. Opportunities you counted on may disappear like mist. And though it feels like loss, it is in truth preparation. A gardener prunes a tree not to harm it, but to make room for new growth. So too must certain things be removed from your life to make space for what is to come. It will hurt, yes. It will feel like pieces of your heart are being cut away. But trust the process. Trust that every pruning is purposeful, every loss is making way for abundance. You may not see the bloom now, but when it comes, you will understand why the cutting was necessary. Chosen ones often carry generational battles on their shoulders. The struggles you face are not always just your own. They are the accumulated weight of wounds, patterns, and curses passed down through generations. While others in your family may have surrendered to these chains, you were sent to break them. This is why your life feels so heavy at times, why your battles seem unrelenting. You are fighting for more than yourself. When you choose healing, you are setting free those who came before you and paving the way for those who will come after you. You are rewriting the story of your bloodline with every choice you make to rise above the pain. It is holy work, sacred work, and though it may feel lonely, you are never alone in it. The prayers of ancestors who longed for freedom echo through your soul, urging you onward. There will be people who cannot understand the magnitude of your journey. They will judge you, misunderstand you, and even reject you. But remember, their inability to see your worth does not diminish it. Diamonds are often mistaken for stones until they are polished. Do not waste your energy trying to prove yourself to those who are blind to your light. Instead, focus on shining so brightly that even the darkness cannot ignore you. Your validation comes not from the applause of people, but from the quiet knowing within your soul that you are walking in alignment with your divine purpose. Pain has a way of sharpening your vision. When you have suffered deeply, you begin to see the world differently. What once seemed important fades away, and what truly matters becomes crystal clear. You learn to cherish the simple gifts, the warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of laughter, the quiet moments of peace. You learn to love with a depth and intensity that only comes from having been broken open. This is one of the hidden blessings of the chosen ones. Their suffering expands their capacity for love. They are able to hold space for others in a way that is rare and beautiful. Their empathy becomes a healing balm to those who are hurting, because it comes from a well that has been dug in the depths of their own pain. As you walk through this life, there will be times when you feel the temptation to numb yourself, to build walls around your heart so you will never be hurt again. But resist that urge. The very sensitivity that causes you pain is also your greatest gift. It is what allows you to connect deeply, to create beauty, to bring light into places where there has only been darkness. Do not harden your heart in an attempt to protect it. Instead, let it remain soft even when it aches. A soft heart may bleed, but it also heals, and in its healing, it heals others. Your journey will not always be understood, but it will always be worth it. There will be moments of breathtaking clarity, where everything falls into place and you glimpse the bigger picture. In those moments, you will see how every detour, every delay, every disappointment was leading you to exactly where you were meant to be. These glimpses are gifts, reminders that you are being guided by a hand far wiser than your own. Hold on to them when the road becomes difficult. They are the anchors that will keep you steady in the storm. The chosen ones are often visionaries. You see what others cannot yet see. You feel the stirrings of change before they manifest. This can be both a blessing and a burden. It means you are often ahead of your time, misunderstood by those who cannot yet comprehend what you carry. It means you must walk by faith, trusting the unseen even when those around you doubt. But it also means you have the privilege of ushering in new realities, of being a pioneer who opens doors for others. The road of a visionary is never easy, but it is always worth traveling. When you feel overwhelmed by the weight of your calling, remember that you are not meant to carry it alone. Lean into prayer, into meditation, into whatever practices connect you to the source of your strength. Let the divine love that chose you also sustain you. You do not have to have it all figured out. You do not have to be perfect. You simply have to be willing, open, and faithful. The rest will unfold in its own time. And when the world tries to define you by your pain, refuse to let it. You are not your wounds. You are not your failures. You are not the sum of the things that were done to you. You are a masterpiece still in progress, a story still being written. Your pain is part of your journey, but it is not the final chapter. The final chapter is one of triumph, of beauty rising from ashes, of purpose emerging from suffering. Hold on to that vision, even when everything around you seems to contradict it. There will come a day when those who doubted you will be silenced by the undeniable evidence of your transformation. They will see the fruit of your labor, the impact of your perseverance, the glory of your rising. And in that moment, you will not need to gloat or seek revenge. You will simply stand in quiet dignity, knowing that your life itself is the proof of your calling. Until that day, keep walking, keep believing, keep choosing love over fear, hope over despair, purpose over pain. Every step you take is sacred. Every breath you draw is a testament to the fact that you were chosen for such a time as this. And when the nights are long and the road seems endless, whisper to your own soul the truth that has carried countless chosen ones before you. This is not the end. This is the becoming. The pain you feel today is the birth pangs of a future so magnificent you cannot yet imagine it. The darkness is deep because the dawn is near. Hold on, keep moving, trust the process. For though chosen ones may walk through more pain than others, they also rise to heights others will never reach. Their suffering becomes their strength. Their wounds become their wisdom. Their journey becomes a beacon that lights the way for all who follow. And when their story is told, it will not be a tale of tragedy, but of triumph. A testament to the truth that no pain is wasted, no battle is fought in vain, and no chosen soul ever walks alone. So rise, beloved. Rise with the power of every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered, every step you've taken in faith. Rise with the knowledge that you are not just surviving, you are transforming. Rise and keep rising, until your light burns so brightly that even the darkest night cannot overshadow it. And as you rise, remember that your pain was never a punishment. It was the sacred path to your purpose, the refining fire that revealed the warrior within. You are chosen, you are worthy, you are unstoppable. And though your path may be marked by pain, it will also be crowned with glory. One day, you will look back and see not just what you endured, but what you became. And you will stand tall, radiant, and unbroken, and declare to the world, every tear, every trial, every moment of suffering was worth it. For it led me here to this moment, to this truth. I was chosen and I rose.